Welcome. My name is Ivan Anderson. Today we're going to discuss healing hands, modalities that will help you eliminate pain, reduce stress, increase flexibility, and to help you obtain mind-body balance. We're going to discuss acupuncture, chiropractic, touch for health, and shiatsu. Also, as a bonus, I'm going to give you some tips and strategies as how you can select the perfect practitioner for you. Let's talk about acupuncture. Acupuncture is a form of traditional Chinese medicine that dates back thousands of years. Acupuncture involves inserting tiny little needles into the skin to help increase what we call energy flow. So an acupuncturist can be considered as a body electrician. So consider this. Your body is wired similar to the way your home is wired. So in your home, you have an electric panel, and if you open the panel, you'll notice that you'll see switches that say kitchen, bedroom, bathroom. And if you take the cover of the panel off, you'll notice that there are wires going into those switches, and those wires go through the ceiling and through the walls to go to the rooms where electricity is needed. So likewise in your body, you have a breaker panel, and that breaker panel rests within your torso. So the switches are your organs: lungs, large intestine, stomach, spleen, and the rest of your organs. So you have these invisible wires called meridians that connect to your organs and extend all over your body. And along those meridians, you have points called acupoints. And these acupoints have special properties to help reduce pain, to lower heat in the body, which might help with high blood pressure, to help with digestion, to help with your lungs and the respiratory system. So the acupuncturist knows what the functions are of the different points and can help you establish and maintain balance. So let me share a few stories of my encounters with acupuncture. I've had acupuncture to assist with hip pain, with shoulder and neck pain, as well as to help me sleep better and to improve my digestion. Acupuncture really works, and later on I'll tell you another story we can really see the power of acupuncture and the Chinese meridian or electrical system. So what should you know in order to select an acupuncturist? Well, I have a couple of recommendations. What I recommend is that you first try out something called community acupuncture. That's where acupuncture is administered in a group session. That way, you can get a really nice treatment in a group environment at a very low or reduced cost. I would also recommend an acupuncturist who recommends herbs or herbal products. The herbs will dovetail really nicely with the acupuncture, and it makes for a very powerful treatment. So let's talk about chiropractic. A chiropractor helps adjust the spine, helping to relieve back, neck, and shoulder pain, and can also relieve headaches. So now when you think about adjustment or alignment, what you really think about is having the spine straight. But alignment really doesn't mean straight. Alignment means that you have certain flexibility along a range of movement. And so when you hear the clicking sound, when a chiropractor gives what we call a high velocity adjustment, it's really the spine coming back into alignment in what we consider to be straight, but really into a range of motion that is very flexible. So chiropractic medicine not only helps with pain, but it also helps to improve digestion, performance of the heart, and the other organs. Because if you see, there are these little nerves that emanate from the spine, and these nerves go to all of the different organs and glands in the body, and it helps to improve the effectiveness and the efficiencies of these organs. So for chiropractors, I'm going to talk about 3 basic forms of adjustments that they might perform. You have the high velocity techniques where there's the cracking and snapping. You have low force or non-force adjustments where the chiropractor will just touch and stimulate different points in the body from the head, the feet, the torso to help the body kind of just self-align itself. And you have various instrumentation. And one form of instrumentation that chiropractors use is called the activator. And it's sort of like a little syringe that has a little thumper or clicker. And what they do is basically click the vertebra. So again, we'll use the spine. They'll click the vertebra to help just nudge the different vertebrae into alignment. So how do you choose a chiropractor? Well, I'd recommend that you ask a few questions. I'd ask the chiropractor, what methodology do you use? Is it a high velocity technique? Is it non-force or low force? Or does the chiropractor use different devices such as an activator or other instruments? Also, I would like to know from the chiropractor, or would have you ask the chiropractor, do they do what's called trigger point therapy? So although you might get an adjustment, a muscle might be really tight, and the chiropractor could go deep into that muscle with his hand manually and help release that muscle, thereby relieving pain in that area. Of course, I have a story about chiropractic medicine to share. My introduction to energy medicine came at the hands of a chiropractor. So one day, many years ago, I had pain radiating from my neck all the way down to my hand. My medical doctor offered me morphine, and the pain was so severe that on a scale of 1 to 10, it was like a 20. I was only sleeping 2 hours a night intermittently for a 2-week period, and my arm or muscles in my arm were so weak that I couldn't make a layup on a basketball court. So I'm a pretty big guy. I could shoot from half court. I couldn't hit the rim standing underneath the basket. After one session of a chiropractor, not only did I get sleep the next night, or that very same night, I should say, but also within 2 weeks, I could shoot baskets again from half court. Let's talk about Touch for Health. Touch for Health is a system of body work that is really a combination of chiropractic and acupuncture. So traditionally, Touch for Health is considered to be applied kinesiology, or what we could say in short is called muscle testing. So your practitioner will ask you to hold your arms up or your legs and place them into various positions, and then ask you to resist when they apply pressure. So what they're really doing is, and if we go back to our acupuncture model, they're really testing the energy of the organs. The beauty of Touch for Health is that it was designed by a chiropractor to help lay people use this therapy. So you can buy the Touch for Health book, not have any knowledge of acupuncture or chiropractic, and just follow the steps. And you can help your family, your friends, and even yourself feel tremendously better. So in my practice, I use Touch for Health to find what organ system is really causing a problem. So if I have a client who I just can't figure out what the holdup is, I will go to Touch for Health. I'll do the muscle test, then I'll record the different imbalances, and then what I'll do is look at what imbalance is behaving like, let's say for instance, a dam. So if you have different organs that are out of balance, there's one that's behaving like a dam, which is causing the other organs to go out of balance. So once I identify the dam, or that organ that's causing the problem, I can then focus on that one intently and specifically to really bring balance in all the other organs. So overall, Touch for Health will help the organs work more efficiently and effectively. Now finally, we have Shiatsu. So in this respect, I might be just a little biased because I am a Shiatsu practitioner. So as a Shiatsu practitioner, I can loosely see myself as a cross between a chiropractor and an acupuncturist. Unlike a chiropractor, I don't do the high velocity cracking and snapping techniques. However, in order for me to balance the spine, I position the body a certain way, and then I perform a stretch, a very gentle stretch that will help reposition the spine into what we call balance or range of motion. Instead of inserting needles, I give pressure, thumb pressure, palm pressure, elbows, knees, and feet. There are rocking motions, tons of stretches, and the points that we hold to help stimulate the energy in the body. So what would you use Shiatsu for? So what really comes to mind is pain relief, neck, shoulder, back pain, knee, ankles, headaches. Shiatsu will also help balance the organs because once the organ energy is balanced, it helps the organs operate more effectively and efficiently. So how would you find a Shiatsu practitioner? Well, first, you want to ask the practitioner how many hours of training have they had. Most massage schools offer at least 20 hours of Shiatsu training, but I'd like you to find someone with at least 200 or more hours of Shiatsu training. Me, I've had in excess of 600 hours of training. The more hours you have and the more people you work on helps you as a client receive a more profound level of healing. So let me share with you a story that demonstrates the power of Shiatsu. But not only the power of Shiatsu, I have to include the power of acupuncture, touch for health, and even chiropractic. So a friend of mine's grandmother was in the hospital for congestive heart failure. She was given medication to help sedate her so she could remain calm. Well, after about 24 hours, her grandmother didn't awaken from the sedation and the medication had been stopped. The nurses came in, they patted her hand, they lightly shook her, they asked her to wake up. They tried for about 2 hours with no success. So I told my friend, I can wake your grandmother up, but I want you to do it. And I instructed her how. So what I asked her to do was to just lightly rub her grandmother's hand very lovingly, and then to slip down on her pinky finger and hold at the base of the nail and imagine that there was electricity going up her arm. My friend did this, and in about a minute's time, her grandmother awakened like the Energizer Bunny. Those of us who were in that room in those last few hours were able to get messages from her grandmother about the love she had for her family and things that they wanted her to know. Because shortly thereafter, the next day, her grandmother did pass. But my friend, based on just touching one point on the body, which is a resuscitation point, my friend was able to spend very productive moments for the last few days, or few hours, I should say, for her grandmother. So Shiatsu, acupuncture, touch for health, chiropractic is very powerful. And I encourage you to try any one of these modalities at your earliest convenience.